Hi, I'm Jason Klamm, and I'm a filmmaker and a podcaster, and I also sometimes post on this channel Lego stuff I do, and the Lego stuff I do often crosses over with PEZ stuff. I've been making Lego sets like this, something that might not be too familiar to you. If you don't know the show News Radio, my favorite sitcom of all time, I have a podcast about it called Dispatches from Fort Awesome. This is from my favorite episode, Arcade. Arcade is where one of the main characters, played by Phil Hartman, he gets obsessed with these disgusting green sandwiches that are in an old sandwich vending machine. That is then replaced with an arcade machine that Dave Foley's character, Dave Nelson, gets obsessed with. And then eventually that gets replaced with a Madame Leota or Madame Leona, I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically a Zoltar machine. So that's a fun little thing that I've been doing. I like to do little Lego crossovers, including this. So this was a PEZ dispenser that I made that people have actually been asking for a breakdown of how to make. I actually need to post that. But basically you put some PEZ, basically I just broke it. Put some PEZ in here, and then through this method it pushes them up. But, you know, with gravity they fall back. But it's imperfect, but it was fun to make. But what you're seeing here is, I guess, not Lego related, but definitely PEZ related, so it's just a way to show the crossover. It's something I made years ago, and I was like, I'm going to keep this to myself. But then I realized, why would I? I also haven't used it for the purpose it was intended. So I had a bunch of these. This is Peppermint PEZ. It only came out on a certain anniversary of PEZ being released, which means these are now 16 years old. That's disgusting. But I still have the wrappers. And once I got a 3D printer a couple of years ago, I started making stuff, and I realized, you know, I had tried to fit like USB drives into this, and they would just bulge out and look unnatural and stupid. I wanted to look like this, like an actual PEZ candy. You know, like there's the divots and everything. And I haven't figured out a way to make a proper USB drive fit in there. And unfortunately, my 3D printer is no longer supported. They don't make them anymore. You have to use a special thing to convert it to a certain thing, blah, 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 blah. But fortunately, it turns out that even though my 3D printer barely prints anything accurately anymore, this is one of the things that will still print, which means it was a good test for the file. So, long story short, and I've got another one in here that, there we go. So, it just looks like a PEZ thing. It's got the little divots and everything. Open it up. Try and keep the folds the same so that it doesn't bunch up weird. And then, now these are white PEZ, so this is appropriate that I printed this in clearish, whitish. You can see in there, there's an SD card moving around. So you just take this, and I didn't have to sand anything. I thought last time I had to, but it turns out I designed it well enough and it prints it well enough. This just pops, well, there on the floor. And then, there you go, there's an SD card in it. But you can obviously see you could fit a ton of SD cards. I kind of feel like this is going to be my ideal SD card holder. Now, where'd the top go? Oh, God. Now the corners, I'm trying to see. I feel like the corners were flimsy in the last print, but you know, like they might crack, but I guess not. So it looks like this one's not bad. So I'm going to put the STL file up so that you can print it yourself. I'm going to make it donation optional because I've been going through some medical stuff. Luckily, it's very minimal and nothing life-threatening, but I'm going to put that up and donation optional. I'll put it up at jasonclamm.com. And maybe celerysoundrecords.com. There'll be a link as well. That's my record company where we do mostly comedy records, mostly sketch comedy, all comedy, mostly sketch, sometimes stand up. I'll make it available so that you can get it for free if you want. Donation optional. If you do donate, it does help with medical bills. You know, and it's fun. It's just a little goofy thing that you can print out on your own 3D printer. It'll look a lot better on a new printer as well, because you can see. Actually, it kind of looks neat when it's translucent like that. But you can see the lines, you can see where it's printed, but it's pretty sturdy. Yeah, it still pops in and out like reasonably. I'm surprised. I feel like this other one that I have here like broke, and it might have been just inferior filament or something. But yeah, this is the PEZ safe. It goes right back. If you're careful, we'll go. Oh God, and I just dropped it, but it'll go right back into this, no problem, and back into this, and then into this. And if you're real creative, you can package it together with another. Nobody will have any idea. Who's going to look in the candy for your SD card that has, the secret codes and files and documents and microfilm? Ooh, you could fit microfilm in one of these. So, if there are any government agencies out there who are looking for a really creative way to hide your secrets, PEZ is the way to go. Also, PEZ, if you're looking out, to help out, contact me at this spot on my shirt. Contact me right there. Or maybe I'll put my email there as well. Well, thank you guys for watching. I just thought I would show you the PEZ safe.
Hey, it's my turn.